I'm sitting in the basement of my own skull again, trying to navigate the ink that's trapped inside this leaky pen. I took my brain out to the shoreline just to see if it would breathe, to see if all these heavy thoughts would finally agree to leave. I'm walking on the coastline, counting steps to pass the time, trying to formalize my panic into a neat commercial rhyme. And right next to my sneakers there's a second set of tracks, a physical reminder that you always have my back. I see the two lines parallel, a perfect graphic design, proving to my ego that your calendar matches mine. But see, I'm writing this in real time, I'm watching the tide roll in, and this is exactly the spot where the messy parts begin. Cause the weather changes posture and the gravity began to drop, and all the gears inside my chest just suddenly ground to a stop. The panic attacks arrived like a wave of physical smoke, and every single word I wrote felt like a cynical joke. I looked behind me for the validation of the double line, to prove I wasn't left alone inside this mental shrine. But the second step was gone, erased, swallowed by the gray. Just a singular line of deep indents where the ocean likes to play. And my immediate response, because my flesh is arrogant and weak, was to blame the architect for leaving me alone on the beach. I started scratching at the paper, screaming at the empty air, accusing you of driving off and leaving me stranded there. But I'm an addict with the pen, and I am misinterpreting the view. I thought the single set of prints meant I was abandoned by you. I'm breaking the fourth wall because my theology is flawed. I'm a fragile little kid playing the role of a broken god. I'm sorry that I scream, I'm sorry that I doubt, I'm sorry that I try to analyze your syntax out. You were the legs, I was the ghost. You held me when my skin was burning up the most. We like to think that we're the ones who control the pace. We like to sit in the driver's seat and steer our own grace. But I was a passive passenger, completely paralyzed by the fright. I wasn't even conscious when the storm took over the night. The architecture of my skeleton had completely collapsed, while the seconds on the clock were starting to overlap. Those deeper indents in the mud weren't made by my shoes. They were the heavy imprints of a maker who refuses to lose. You bent your knees into the slush, you took the weight of the frame, while I lay unconscious on your shoulders, whispering your name in vain. I didn't take a single step through that entire trench. I was just a heavy piece of luggage sleeping on the bench. I didn't work, I didn't try. I lay across your shoulders while I watch my spirit die. Why do I write these scripts where I'm entirely alone? A king of nothing on a broken plastic throne. Why do I look for absence in the middle of your space? Why do I doubt the physics of your grace? You took the mud, you took the stride, you carried me away from the monster inside. Entertain my faith down by the sea. One set of prints because you carried me. I'm just a boy with a leaky pen. Don't let me walk on my own again. Don't let me walk on my own.